Commerce along the waterfront has always been an integral part of Seattle's history. Citizens today may simply admire the view and not totally realize what's really going on here.
We are a maritime city.
Gary STAUFFER with the Youth Maritime Training Association says the industry pumps billions of dollars into the Puget Sound region every year. But exactly what is it?
Traditionally, it's the shipping, ferries, fishing, anything that's related to boats on the water and support of boats on the water.
It's hard to say, I guess. You know, it's just in our blood.
Rick SHREWSBURY is an owner of Western Towboat, a Seattle company run by 3 generations of his family.
Each engine's about 2,500 horsepower. Mainly we tow barges to Alaska. We have half a dozen harbor boats working on Puget Sound. We build boats for our own use and do just about anything that requires movement of goods on the water.
SHREWSBURY and others admit there's a PR problem in the industry, that many young people just aren't aware of the diverse opportunities.
The maritime community has all kinds of work. It's a good career. It's good money. We've got here out of 150 people, we've got almost 30 that make more than $100,000 a year.
Besides captains and mates, Western Towboat hires welders, plumbers, engineers, computer technicians, deckhands, cooks, and maintenance experts. Jim Blakely has been here 17 years.
So there's a lot of maintenance, times 22 boats. So that falls on me and a couple other guys.
This young employee is getting on-the-job training.
You're getting paid to learn new things every day, and you're not learning just one certain thing. I mean, at the yard, there's all-around knowledge that you're gonna get.
David and Jim's jobs are land-based, but other maritime positions don't anchor people to home.
Going to sea isn't for everybody. It's a different kind of life. You're away from your family for 2 months at a time or more. But the lure of the ocean, the love of the ocean, the passion for the ocean is what really attracts people.
It's a definite calling. Now, some people were designed to be spelunkers. I'm designed to be a mariner.
Hamby, a retired naval officer, is returning to sea after a decade away. He's retraining at a school called Compass Courses.
And there are a number of different types of knots that are out there. We're going to talk about some.
The school's programs are aimed primarily at adults with some sea time. Courses vary from renewing licenses to basic safety training.
This is equipment that's required in a life raft or a lifeboat equipment pack.
Julie KEIM started Compass Courses 11 years ago. She's another insider who says the industry simply hasn't sold itself well to either men or women.
We have an image in our industry of the old salty dog, right? And nobody wants, that's not attractive today. That's not what going out to sea is about. And how can you tell a young girl in school that this is a career path for you because she has this image of this old salty dog, right? No matter where they sail, if it's domestic waters here in Puget Sound to Alaska to Mexico or around the world, we need to make it attractive to them, and we're not doing that.
Generally, some sort of certification is necessary to work in the maritime industry.
When I'm asked, you know, what's maritime training, what does that involve? People go, they have to be trained. So they don't realize the licensing and the safety aspect of it.
Some other places that offer maritime training include community colleges, apprenticeship programs, and academies such as the Pacific Maritime Institute. Paul Benecki is a student earning sea time on a navigation simulator.
This, without necessarily having to put anything at risk, you know, by maybe not having a ton of experience, you can be right in the situation that you would be in as a mate and learn what it's like. So it's a fantastic opportunity to stand in those shoes, if you will, right away, right from the get-go.
We're going to talk about some specific ones.
As with any career, job seekers face an ever-changing tide of highs and lows. But maritime industry leaders say the next few years look very promising.
You know, probably 40 to 50% of our workforce is in the 50s now, where none of us used to be that old. And we're going to have to replace all these people in the next 10 to 15 years.
The maritime industry is It is somewhat cyclical. We had a downturn like everybody else. However, it is right now we're seeing a change of tide. It's shipyards throughout the United States are full. Tremendous amount of growth and vessels being delivered. Some companies I've heard are absolutely at a point of being so short of engineers that they're paying wages upwards to $1,000 a day.
I think the city's in for a real awakening in the maritime industry.
So whether you dream of piloting a tanker, working on a cruise ship, or swinging massive cranes through the sky, there could be a job out there that will float your boat.
When you put a young man or young woman on a boat the size of a tug and give them the helm, magic happens. It changes their life.